Welcome back, dear students. In this video, we will be discussing about JTabbed demo. JTabbed demo actually kind of creates more space on the frame on a window. It actually gives you an opportunity to include multiple panels on single frame, or you can say multiple container on single container. Like even in this IDE, if you can see, this is one tab, this is second tab. So in this second tab you have got the source code, and first tab you have got this start page, right? So you can see this is one panel. If this NetBean overall is a frame, then this is one panel under start page, and there is another panel inside under jtabbedemo.java source code, right? You can also see tab demo demo here. You can also see tabbed uh, tabbed button, like here. If I you can see here, this is one tab, this is second tab, this is third tab. So under each tab you can see there are multiple components. So this component is a radio button, this component is a checkbox, right? This is another checkbox, these are also checkbox, right? This is combo box. So all these are different components which are kept under different tabs. So this is the first tab, this is second tab, this is third tab, and so on, right? So this is actually called a tabbed button or uh, tabbed pane, right? This is called tabbed pane. So in single tabbed pane you will have multiple buttons, and under each button you can have a separate panel, right? Okay, so before creating a tabbed pane, in this example let us create three panel. Usually if you people have submitted online forms, you might have seen that they ask information under different tabs. They might ask you first your personal information, then they might ask you your education information, then they might ask you your experience. So all these are actually under different tab. So let us here create multiple tabs and one tab related to each component of the information, right? So let's say I have a class I call PI, personal information, that extends JPanel, right? So because this is extending from panel, so this itself will be acting like a panel, right? Okay. So I what's wrong? JPanel what's wrong with this class? Extends. Okay, right, and then we are importing JPanel. Okay, so here I'm going to create a constructor. Inside constructor, because this is about personal information, so personal information should have a label of name, last name, and a city. So say for example only three information. So here I'm going to add a new J label. I say for example your name, right? What is your name? So I'm adding this into, you can see I'm directly using add, because now my class is subclass of JPanel. So this add method is being called from the JPanel, and we are passing this label. So this label will be added to the JPanel, right? Okay, now once if the name label has been added, I am going to add new J text field, right? Say for example of 10 characters, and then that's it, right? So I'm going to add text field for the name, and then let's add another label, J label. I say this is the label for last name, right? And then I also add new J text field for maybe 20 characters. So this will be the text field where you will be adding last name, right? And then say for example add new J label, label, and we say city information, right? So your name, your last name, and your city. And then I also add new J text field, J text text field for 20 character, and this will be for the city information. Right, once if 3 labels and 3 text field has been added to the panel, I'm going to add a button. Right, add new J button. I say next. Huh? This will actually move it to the next level. Okay, so fix import. Right, so this is the panel that is getting personal information, and then say for example I have got another panel which actually talks about your educational information. Okay, so this is personal information, this is educational information. Inside educational information you will be doing nothing. You will say for example have a checkbox, J checkbox, J checkbox. I say education equal to new J checkbox. Right, we are creating a checkbox. Right, fix import. Inside this AGU dot add item or component. Okay, add okay, let me check the checkbox example we had in our previous examples. Test packages, default packages. Okay, I think we had this jet. If you see in the checkbox, if you see inside checkbox you can, we have seen radio button in the previous example, and we also saw I think checkbox in our previous example. So see that. Okay, so for each of the checkbox we will have to give the title. Right, okay, so checkbox, I say when your education, bachelor degree, do you have bachelor degree, and then J check box, I call it bachelor, and then masters equal to new J check box, master, do you have master degree? Right, J check box, J check box. Okay, J check box. Right, so you got these two, and maybe one more I can add for PhD. Right, okay, so do you also have a PhD degree? So these three, check boxes we will be adding. Right, PhD, and then let's add them to the panel. Add B in the panel, add masters in the panel, and add PhD in the panel. Right, so this will be our second panel that we will add under education tab, and then let us create third panel which actually talks about your experience. Right, which talks about your experience. So say for example, okay, control C, control V. Right, so here I will use experience tab. Right, experience information, and in this I will be using, say for example, a combo box. Right, a drop down box. How to do that? This, they actually have a constructor for combo box, and in that button group, JTabbedPane, yeah, we have got a combo box like button. Yeah, we have got a combo box like this. So you will create a constructor of combo box. You will say that it will be accepting a string, and then you can add item in the combo box. Right, so here I can write J combo box, right? I call it, say for example, box equal to, and remember this says that the type of the information that you will be having in it, it is string, right? Will be string. So new J combo box, that's it, and you say it will be accepting string, right? It will be accepting string. Now once if the combo box has been created, you can add items into combo box. So I can write add item, J combo box dot add item, J our box dot add item, right? Now because this is for the experience, so I can say that you have got 5 years experience, right? Or maybe control C, 10 years experience, 15 years experience, or greater than 15 years experience, right? 5, 10, 15, and here more than 15, right? So we'll have this type of combo box, and then to this panel we are going to add the combo box, right? So this combo box has been added. So remember, we have got 3 panels, one panel for experience, one panel for education, and one panel for personal information. Now let us create here in the main class, we are going to have our constructor JTabbedDemo. This is our constructor, and in this constructor we are going to create frame, frame equal to new J frame, right? We create J frame, we have to fix import. So frame dot set size, right? Say for example I say 500 by 500, frame dot set default close operation, jframe dot exit on close, right? And then frame dot set visible true. Okay, even before setting it visible true, I'm going to create a JTabbedPane. JTabbedPane, I say tabbed pane equal to new J tabbed pane, right? And in this tabbed pane we are going to add multiple tabs, right? Okay, so fix import, right? So in this tabbed pane dot add, we are going to add a tab, right? In this inside tab pane we are going to add tab. The method is add tab, right? So add tab, let's check it, dot add, come on, tab pane dot add tab. Yes, we have got this, huh? So we have got this here, the string title of the tab, right? The first is the personal information, and we say new PI, right? You know PI is our class, which is actually a panel. So whole panel, which is actually having name, text field, last name, text field, city, text field, and button, this will be added under the tab with the title personal info, right? Similarly, then I say tab pane dot add tab. I'm going to add another tab, and this is for education, your education, right? And here I'm going to create a new object of education, personal education information, right? So we have got education information, and then finally I will have tab pane dot add tab. We have experience, right? So I'm going to create object of new experience information, and this tab will be added. Right. Once if all these things are done, I'm going to make my frame visible, and in order to call all these, I am coming in my main method public static void main string arg, right, and here string utility, right, dot invoke later uh, new runnable open close public 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 void run, right, and here new j tab demo, that's it, j tabbed demo. Okay, right, okay, new j tab demo, that's it should be okay. Is it okay? Okay, 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 right. Okay, so now if I run this program, you will see a frame with these 3 tabs. Wow, no tab. Come on. Can you people see the tab? Yes, you can see it. Okay. How could you see it? Because we have created tab pane, we have added tab into the tab pane, but we have not added tab pane in the frame. So we need to add frame dot add tab pane, right. When you add tab pane, only then it will be visible. I hope you got the idea. I hope you learned from this mistake of mine. Okay, run. Now you will see that frame will be visible. Oh, beautiful. Personal information, you can see this panel is visible. Education information, you can see this panel is visible. Experience information, you can see this combo box is visible. I mean, certainly we have not handled events under these. When you click next, you should be here, and then when you come here, you should have next button here. I mean, you can further improve it, but the idea is you got an idea about how tabbed pane is working, right. Certainly handling events under each tab, it depends on your application, how you're going to handle all these events, right. Okay, so I end this video here, and when I come back, we'll be discussing more interesting components. Thank you very much.